Okay guys, so obviously you're looking at the forum right now. This is your test board, just basic what you got. Here you can see that I have Photoshop and I've installed my palette. This here is a 200 by 200 workspace. It's small because I don't want to make it too big or it's going to take too long to load when they're loading their skin, especially if someone has a dial-up connection. So what I did here was I just used my darkest color from my palette and made that my background. Now what I want to do is add some texture, but you want to make sure that you create a design that when you line up your little tiles, it's going to be like tiles all the way across your background. So when you line them up, you want to make sure that they match. So don't create some sort of design that's not going to be consistent. As you see now, I'm just sort of adding the lines, rasterizing. Rasize. I don't know how you pronounce that, to be quite honest with you. But make them not a shape, make them flat, and then copy them and just add them. Make sure you space them how you want. Just sort of set them up. As you can see right now, there's a pretty big difference in my colors. If I made this pattern just as it is and used it on a background, it would probably be a little bit tacky because it's just such a vibrant difference. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, see, that's me screwing up. What I want to do is double click, there we go, and I'm going to decrease the amount of opacity. So I have it down to 20%, so it's just very, very slight. Then you're going to merge them together, and you're going to put a filter on there. You're going to add a little bit of texture, just to kind of give your background a little oomph to it, I guess you could say. So you can just look through these, kind of play with the dials, see what you like. Obviously this class isn't about graphics, so you don't have to have something perfect. And if you decide that you don't want a background, I can go over how to do that as well. You can just use a color. But a lot of people really like the background look, so I thought that I would teach that in this lesson. So if you don't want to use an image for a background, just check the thread. I'll make sure that I leave directions on how to just make it a color. So I'm almost done. What happened was I didn't like how extreme the texturing was, so I made another layer and then I textured, and then I'm decreasing the opacity of the first layer so that it's not quite as harsh. And then I'm going to save for web and devices. If you use Photoshop, you always want to save for web and devices because it's going to make your file a lot more compact and make it load a lot faster. A big thing that you want to be thinking about when doing skins is how fast your files are loading. Also, I saved that as a PNG file, which is a file that I really like to use. It's just, it stays really crisp and clear, but it doesn't take up a lot of space. Obviously, I'm going to PhotoBucket. I'm going to upload my image so that I can use it for my skin. There we go. Uploading. I don't like to tag my items. I think it's a waste of time, and I hate that it forces me to try to tag things. So I copy that link, and I'm going to go and start my skin. So I go to Manage Style Sheets, and you want to find, see where it says body in big letters? There we go. So you're going to type background into the space, and then you're going to put that little colon thing, URL, parentheses, link, parentheses. And I want to grab my color, the basic color that I had, and you're going to put a £, and then the number, and then another colon thing. The first colon is a period, and the second colon is a period and a comma. You would think that I would know how to explain the difference in the terms, but I don't. So you refreshed and you saw that my background was there. This is my notes that I took for the class. This is actually a sidebar that I have yet to release. But it's just basic use of tables. So if you already know how to code tables, you are in luck. If not, that's okay as well. That's something I'll go over in the pin thread, as well as just a short overview in here. It might not make a whole lot of sense if you haven't read my pinned topic, so make sure that you go and you read the article for class, sort of as well as watch this. So watch this, read the article, watch it again. It'll just clear up a lot of things that I've touched on.